Hey, what is going on, YouTube? Aaron here. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. And guys, we've got some news for you guys here today. I woke up to a slew of Discord notifications, as you guys can see. And well, if you've been awake for the past 3 or 4 hours and you're pretty active in the community, you already know what's going on. The Hindenburg has been teased in the newest sort of video here from the World of Warships Legends official YouTube page. Let's not waste any time and get right into it here. Let's go down and thank you to Mr. Sheffy here for the timestamp at 4:39. Here is the Hindenburg. Now, they say in the video, so they say, rest assured, next year will bring pleasant surprises. Now, hopefully this means that in the first update of the year, we will get Hindenburg. However, they also teased a few other ships as well. And that, of course, would be either the Jinan, I believe it's the Jinan, or actually the Austin. Because if you know, I believe that they are the exact same hulls, but pay attention to that little kind of gun design with the little kind of things on the top there, because that is exactly what those ships are. So the Jinan and the Austin, I believe, are the same exact ship, just with different characteristics from, of course, different nations. But without further ado, and I will link these videos down below, and a huge shout out to everyone who kind of mentioned me, in Discord, pinging me and such. I love you guys. So that was funny. Just everyone knows how much I've wanted this ship to come into the game. And I'm going to be honest, I'm really excited that it is coming into the game. However, there's a statement that I believe Jim made that is pretty accurate here, and I just want to read it real quick. Hindenburg will come, be abused, and then will be put away just like the next boat for, people to yearn for. They wait too long, release it wrong, then it gets tossed aside after we say next. This is a pretty good example of the community, and even myself sometimes. It just feels like this ship is 3 years too late into the game. They've been drip feeding us these legendary tier ships for a couple years now, and it honestly feels a touch too late. That being said, I'm still super excited to get this boat nonetheless. So let's go ahead and review it here. This, of course, is from the PC Wiki. The ship was developed from a series of German heavy cruisers. Unlike ships of the preceding classes, she boasted an increased displacement and more powerful main battery guns. So if you've played the Rune or even the Hipper or the Prince Eugen there at tier 7, you know that these guns, the German AP, the German guns as a whole are just fantastic. I feel like for everything except for the battleships, really. But these 203 guns, you get 12 of them with a 9.8 base reload, and I'm sure, with our legendary mods, our reload builds, and just our Arthas potential builds, this ship is going to be absolutely disgusting. Probably with like a 7-second reload with reload mod, and Mimbelli as an inspiration, and you get at least one cruiser commander, other little inspiration there for reload. But even at like 8 seconds, these guns just put out an insane amount of DPM. The HE, of course, gets the quarter penetration, so you can pen 32 millimeters worth of armor. And your AP does a max of 5,900, but you couple that with 12 of them, and when we were kind of playing Rune for a good bit there, we were getting 15 to 17k salvos on battleships. You couple that with an extra turret and the Riegerwald or the Arthas build, and this ship is it's going to be disgusting. On top of that, you get 51,000 HP. Your torpedoes are standard kind of German, just battleship deterrent. I believe you get, so you get 2 sets of no, that's the secondaries, 4x4 there, so 2 sets of 4 on each side there. What is their max damage? 13,700. But if you manage to connect a lot of them, then yeah, you're going to be doing some pretty gnarly damage. What is her sonar? So settling in to play Hindenburg at tier 10 will feel good to veterans of the branch who took the time to play the previous tier runes and get comfortable with her. And this is a great description. Rune is not the easiest thing to play, but when you kind of finally get a hold of her, you guys have seen us absolutely chunk a good bit of ships here. So hydroacoustic search, I don't think it mentions it here, but the Germans have some of the best, sonar and hydroacoustic search in the game. So pros: fast reloading 230mm guns, not as fast as Des Moines, but with better range and shell arc, so you get a little bit better velocity. Excellent shell velocity, low gun arc makes hitting at distant targets easier. Good range on our main guns, which can be increased to 20.7. Now that's of course PC. I don't think you really don't need that much range in Legends, truthfully, in a cruiser. If you do, probably not playing it right, but regardless, she does have a little bit better range, according to the pros from the PC. One of the highest damage cruisers, armor-piercing shells in the game, Hindenburg will punish any ship that is completely broadside to her, regardless of class. So, decent torpedoes with good firing arcs. Armor scheme is deceptively sturdy. So the turtleback armor scheme of all the German cruisers is good at close ranges typically. At medium ranges, though, you're going to be getting absolutely chunked, and don't be surprised at long ranges if you get absolutely yeeted by that plunging fire. So you're going to want to get in close. Close to medium ranges there, but best hydroacoustic search in the game, so probably 6 kilometers or 5.7 at least in our game. Historically has managed to stay fairly consistent despite changes in the mechanics of the game. So this is something that people were talking about in my Discord, is like, you don't see that many of them on PC. Well, that's because this ship was released upon release of the PC game being initially released, right? 10 years ago. Like it says here, the ship is still one of the top dogs at tier 10, despite crazy aircraft carriers, subs, and all the other bullshit that PC has added. So just keep that in mind. She's going to be, probably number one ship if they implement her into our game correctly here. Cons: high explosive shell damage is low. Torpedo armament can be easily knocked out. Sluggish maneuverability. Large size. Large detection radius. Prone to citadel penetrations at long range if not properly angled, and has to expose quite a bit of broadside to bring all of her guns to bear. So if you can angle, if you can position, if you can get some moderate teammates there, you should be doing okay. 31.5 top speed and an 800 turning circle with a 12.1 rudder. Secondaries, do we get, so you actually get increased range on the secondaries. That should be fun as well. Full secondary build. But that's the Hindenburg, guys. You guys have known I've wanted this ship in the game for probably 4 years now, but it is finally coming, at least at some point next year. Also in this video, and I was caught liking my own comments there. In this video, also it talks about the Jinan, I believe, or at least highlights at the Jinan or the Austin here, and we're going to talk about both these ships, but I just wanted to mention that as well in this video, that there were at least 2 ships they mentioned. So the Jinan is a further development of the Atlanta class cruiser, was to be CL-154 project with incorporated increased hull dimensions and replaced the main battery guns with 5-inch guns featuring a high rate of fire, losing fire range, and heavy shells. Last project is dated in 1944. The plan was to build 6 cruisers, but this never happened due to cuts in the naval budget in 1945. Had they been built, some of the cruisers might have been transferred to the Republic of China Navy. As from the 1950s until the 1980s, it was actively acquiring American-built Benson, Gleaves, Bristol, Allen M. Sumner, Gearing, and Kidd class destroyers. Bristol, huh? Is that another American destroyer that will come to the game? 127s with a 3-second reload. You guys know the Pan Asian cruisers. They are super squishy light cruisers with deep water torpedoes, smoke screens, and basically just kind of a fun little class to meme there. But you get 4x5 torpedo tubes. What is the damage on these things? 17,000 max damage with a 13.5 kilometer range there. AA is actually typically pretty good on these ships as well. You're not doing much with your main battery. The HE, the 9% HE, 9% HE shell fire chance. I don't know why I couldn't get that out, but alas, here we are. We're on vacation, actually kind of tucked away doing this video here, but I wanted to get this one out for you guys. I hope the audio sounds okay, but the Pan Asian cruisers are fun. I'm definitely excited to have this ship in the game as well. The more ships we have at Legendary tier is somewhat balanced now, finally. After like 3 years, we have enough ships in the game, but it's taken so long in the way that Legendary was done in Legends. You have people, and we've said this before, it's not a lot of people, but you have people who don't have Minakaze who have Shimakaze, you know. They don't have a Magi, but they have Yamato. So anyway, here, moving on to the pros and cons. Fast main battery reload and turret traverse. Uses deep water torpedoes with high damage and low detection. Reasonably fast torpedo reload. Strong AA defenses. Very agile, good concealment, and has access to smoke generator. And torpedo reload booster consumable. So these ships are a lot of fun. I actually had a game I was looking through when I was deleting videos to make room for this one, where we were playing the Sangjong with like a torpedo build. So yeah, that was a good bit of fun there. But the cons: very thin armor plating, vulnerable citadel, vulnerable AB overmatch, and constant HE fire. So you don't want to be getting shot at this thing. Very low health, small main battery shell caliber, making it more difficult to damage capital ships. Slow shell velocity. Deep water torpedoes can't hit destroyers and does not have access to hydroacoustic consumable. So, yeah, a kind of a more higher skill ceiling ship there, or skill floor rather. But anyway, on top of that, the Austin is essentially the same ship in that regard. You guys can see the very identical looking ships here, but as mentioned in the previous one, CL-154 class cruisers were designed in the U.S. as a further development of the Atlanta class. Yeah, they're talking about just the same thing here. So the only difference is I don't think it has torpedoes. Yeah, no torpedoes. And you have access to SAP. So yeah, the similar to the Vallejo and the San Diego here, the Austin is a pretty gnarly tier 10 cruiser with access to SAP. So yeah, let's go and look at her pros and cons here. Hull side plating is 32 millimeters thick, so good for ricocheting there. Ideal to ricochet AP shells with the proper angling, quick main battery, traverse speed. Despite the gun caliber, Austin's main guns have fairly flat shell arcs and decent ballistics. Very good HE fire chance. SAP shells have improved pen angles and 36 millimeters of raw penetration. So pretty good for damaging most ships there, with the exception of like the main belts of battleships and certain cruisers. One quintuple. Oh, I lied. Where did it say torpedoes over here? Oh, I did. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. Aaron is an idiot. One quintuple torpedo tube launcher here. I must have skipped right over this. What is the range? 10.5 range there, and a 19,000 max damage. So not quite the torpedo threat that the Pan-Asian cruisers are, but yeah, you do get one launcher there. So I guess I was thinking, does the Vallejo get torps? Maybe that's just one of the kind of the outliers on the line there, because I think San Diego actually gets torps as well. Yeah, oh well, call me an idiot in the comments below. So powerful AA defenses, improved repair party, main battery reload booster, excellent ship handling, high top speed, a good turn radius, and good rudder shift. Very good concealment with all of the relevant upgrades. Cons: small health pool of all tier 10 cruisers. Exposed citadel. Her armor is too thick to let shells overpenetrate, but too thin to provide meaningful protection. Arguably the most fragile cruiser at the tier. Short main battery range. So yeah, she is a true definition of a glass cannon there. So you don't want to be getting shot at all. If you do, angle, and it'll probably just arm the shells. But those are the two potential ships. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Jinan. The background looks like the Pan-Asian version of it, but alas, only time will tell here. So make sure you check out this video. Make sure you guys hop on my Discord. A huge shout out to pretty much the 18 people that tagged me in this video here today. But I love you guys. Have a fantastic holiday break. Are you excited for the Hindenburg? Are you not? I'm not. I'm definitely excited, but kind of as we mentioned, it just feels a little too late. Same thing with a lot of other things in this game. But anyway, what will we complain about next? Slava, Hindenburg, or Kremlin? Yeah. What's that one? Smolensk. That's what I want next. So hopefully we can look forward to Hindenburg in the next update. I know I will be. But I love you guys. Have a great day. I'm out. Peace.